permission to grab a pancake or two. They usually all go. Today our speaker is Layla Stacey. So Layla is the director of this company, React Communications, React Comms, and we're just going to leave the branding there behind Layla because she prefers to just talk to you, okay? So I
basically unprepared in every single way, so I'll just style it.
Layla would quite like to know who we've got here today so that she can make sure that what she's saying is relevant to all of you as well. So you're mostly students by the looks of it, aren't you? So who's third year? Second year? And first year? And who's here that's not a student?
Do you run your own businesses or... Sorry? Do you run your own businesses?
No, I run a foundation diploma course.
Okay.
And I work for a hospice charity and I'm an event organiser but with a big fashion show production background.
Oh, okay.
Brilliant, yeah.
Right.
And yourself?
I'm just an auntie here looking at my students' work.
Right,
Okay,
over
yeah.
to Lena.
So, who here wants to start their own business? Anybody? Only a couple of you. So basically, I came out of university and I started my first company. So I was 23 years old and didn't have a clue. Being female, naive, probably wasn't the best student in the world, I'm not going to lie. If I got asked to go to the beach, instead of actually going to lectures, I would have taken the beach any day. But I wanted to work, that's purely what I wanted to do. So I remember phoning lots of agencies and saying, how can I become part of your company? And they said, go get your degree and then give us a call after that. So I thought, well, I'm just going to have to do this, even though I don't want to. So went to university, got through it, did okay. But whilst everyone else had graduated, whilst everyone else had gone out and partied, because obviously it was the last day, I got the Yellow Pages at the time, you probably don't know what that is anymore, it's online. Went through it and just called every single agency I could find so I could start working, whereas all my mates were out just getting wasted. I did that after, but I just wanted to secure something first of all. And from that I got my first position within a company. After that I worked there for about a year, and I thought, I just remember watching the MD just swanning in and out. I was doing so much work for peanuts, no money at all. And he was just coming in, going out for lunch with everybody, and it just looked so easy. So I just thought to myself, why am I getting paid nothing to work for this guy? Love the company, love the guy, but why am I getting paid nothing? I'm just going to do this myself. So I quit my job, and I just remember waking up one August morning and coming downstairs, and I had my laptop, my computer set up, my desk, and I just thought, I don't even know where to start. I've never done, we don't get, now you can go to so many entrepreneurial courses, talks, conferences that tell you how to do it, advice coming from everywhere, but we had nothing then, and I had nothing. And I decided to go into a marine market, which was male dominated. It was just men everywhere. And so not only was I a young girl trying to set up this business, trying to look professional and act as if I actually know what I'm doing, and then going into this male dominated industry where if a girl just even walks past, they're just gawping like they've never seen a woman before in their life. So I had to battle all of that and try and get through the other end. Well, I made so many mistakes. For 5 years I carried on this business, and I probably did everything wrong. I didn't have any clients, but I became VAT registered and I had a limited company from the start. So I had to pay my accountant so much money and I didn't even have a client. So I did everything wrong, everything you could possibly imagine. I went to a lot of these networking events where if I went back there today, I bet the same people are still there, they're going nowhere. I didn't know what to do, I had no advice or anything. But then I had an opportunity to start all over again. I moved for 2 years, I went away, and I got offered 2 jobs. I got offered a job with Chelsea Football Club, looking after all of their PR and marketing, and I also got a job with a local small marine company, and I took the marine company. Chelsea Football Club looked amazing. It may have been, a wag by now, probably not, but anyway. But the thing that appealed to me the most was that I could have the freedom. I knew that I was going to do my business again, and I thought if I go with a small agency, I'll get to know everything that's going on, and slowly I can start my own thing and do it properly. So I did. Within about 2 months, I pretty much finished every single bit of work that they'd asked someone full-time to do. So I went to the MD and said, look, do you mind if I do this part-time and start my own business at the same time? And they're like, go for it. So I did, and that's when I started React. React's been going for about 7 years now, or just under, and I started off, with a small desk at home, worked my way up to a bigger desk, and then a bigger desk, then an office with a door, and that was amazing, because I had to just go in and out all the time, because I had that space. And then taking on staff, which is the ultimate experience. It's a nightmare. But you need your team to actually grow your business. So now React is a team of 6 people. So it's still small, but I've done it gradually. I've done it slowly because I've done it before where I've rushed it, and there's no point in trying to get to speed things up if you don't need to. You need to do things slowly. We work in the luxury market, so we do a bit of fashion. We do some super yacht work, so that's a major part of our business is the luxury yachts. So my team get to go to like Monaco and Miami and all the amazing places that yachts are. We also do technology, which sounds dull, but we do gadgets, and it's the cool technology side of things. It's not boring IT, if anybody loves IT. It's really cool life-saving treatments, people that are growing bones, for the future. So things like that, really amazing stuff we're doing at the moment. We've worked on Abu Dhabi GP. We've had some amazing experiences, and I think a lot of my lessons that I've learned, looking at people that are wanting to brand their products, if they're trying to launch something, or if they're, even just working within a company, within fashion, within PR, within marketing, they're all very similar. They all come sort of hand in hand. And one of the things a few of the mistakes that I made, which I think a lot of my clients get wrong, is perception. So when I started out and I was on my own, I was good at making my brand look bigger than it was. So I had this amazing website, I had this amazing business cards, and every time I spoke to people I'd say, we are going to do this for you. It's just me, we all the time. And I remember getting these people to answer your phones for you as well, where they dial up and then you'll get someone answer reception as if you've got loads of people working there. And I remember I had a couple of clients at this time on my own, and when you're in this kind of business, you get very close to your clients. They know about you, they know what you do, and they don't mind. As long as you can do a good job, they're not fussed, it's just you. But me inside, and I'm sure lots of other people are like this, but we all think that we need to be bigger and better than what other people think we are. And so I carried on just telling everybody we. And then one of my clients phoned up my office, and one of these women answered on the end of the phone, and he had this half an hour conversation with them. And then at the end of the call she went, thank you very much, can you please tell me your name? Who are you? Can I write the company name down? So he phoned me up on my mobile and he went, Layla, why are you pretending? We know it's just you. Stop, with all this stupid calling these random people. If I have a conversation with someone for half an hour, I'd like to know that it's someone I'm going to get to know at the end of it. So I got rid of all that and scrapped it, and that's a big thing that I say to my clients now is people are more interested in your story than they are what you've got. So if it's just you, but you've got an amazing story behind you, or you're just determined to get somewhere, they'll believe in you rather than this big facade that you've got. So you could have the best website in the world, you can have everything, but your company might not be as good as someone that's doing it on their own, because they might have more passion than you, they might be more determined, and they might get somewhere quicker than you as well. So I think even now, yesterday I was in London having some meetings with some major companies, and I still feel today I'm this tiny little company in Southampton, and oh God, they're not going to. But that's not what it's about. It's more about what you believe in yourself. And I think I love hearing, especially women do it, because it's really difficult, because we get so many more barriers than the guys out there do, you know. Sorry to any men that are in here. But you know, I'm sure they get the same, but I do find sometimes I've been to a lot of meetings, I've had lots of situations where clients have come to work with me, guys have come to work with me for a completely different reason than actually coming to work and do some genuine work. And we're good at what we do, and I just hate it when you get judged because you're female rather than for the work that you're doing, and I get that all the time. But I think you just have to rise above it, prove that you're good at what you do, and I think your work will prove that to people in every part of your life. And the company that we've got now, you know, has been growing at a crazy rate at the moment. So it just shows that you can take something, you can be naive in what you do, you can make mistakes, because I think everybody that learns makes the biggest mistakes. I wouldn't have got where I am now if I hadn't had those 5 years of pure hell, you know, to try and get to where I am, because I know now how to do it right, and we help businesses every day who are trying to do the same sort of thing, are going to go through the same mistakes that I've done, and I can tell them the right way to do it. We get huge brands, so Sunseeker, I don't know if you've ever heard of the huge Sunseeker brands, we do a lot of work for them. And what we're, or the super yacht industry as well in general, and what they basically come to us for is to give that different perspective, because they too are working within their industry. You know, their heads are in the sand in terms of the perception that what people see. And so they'll call upon us. We're a small agency, there's a million large PR agencies out there they could work with, but we're specialists in our industry. So one of the things that I try and do is make sure I'm niche. When I was doing it on my own, I pretty much worked for everybody. If you came to me and you were a doctor's surgery, I'd do some work for you. I had carpet cleaners, the most glamorous job in the world. I had people that were making silo tanks. Okay, it was not the glamorous thing, but I thought this is crazy, because what I was doing is I was positioning myself in the market to be in competition with pretty much every PR agency that was going, because I wasn't niche enough, I didn't have a direction or a vision. So one of the things I try and get companies to do now is have a focus, have a vision, write it down. Just anything, it doesn't have to be a business plan, because I can't deal with things like that. I just have an A4 sheet of paper that just tells me where I'm going in the next 6 months, 12 months, 5 years, and I just follow that plan. And so one of the things I made sure that we did was that we were working in tech, innovation, helping entrepreneurs, and that we were also working in the marine super yacht sectors. So now, even if I don't go out and sell, we get people come to us because of the industries that we're working in, and we're specialists in it. So we'll even get companies internationally come and approach us because of the work that we've done, and we're in that space and they can see the work we've done, rather than if I carried on doing what I was doing, I would have been a jack of all trades, and I can't stand out. You can't stand out in that way. Whereas anything I do now, it's only going to put me more ahead of the game in the market that I'm in. And I think at the moment, in the space we're working in the innovation side of things, we're one of very few companies. So we've found the niche that we're good at, we've worked hard to make our mark in it, and now we're getting the benefits of that. So you really have to have a focus on what you're going to do. The other thing, brand as well. I mean, mine's ever evolving. I did a lot of the creative work before myself. Now we've got a team that does it, but I'm never satisfied with what we do. Even that now, we're going to change again, but we're constantly evolving, because I think you don't need to be so worried about it. Name and logo maybe, you need to make sure that they stick, especially name, but anything else can evolve with you. So we're in a completely different space now to where we were when we did this. So now we need to update it and change it. So I think your brand can evolve with you. Don't be so strict on this is it and this is what it's going to stay like forever. Just make sure you pick the right name. My first company that I had, me and my friends picked the name just getting drunk one day. and literally my mates went, okay, let's call it, I think they wanted to call it mustard seed. Couldn't find that as a domain, so they eventually got to peppercorn. It meant nothing to me, but I stuck with it because that's what my friends picked. But then eventually when I started carrying on doing my business, well, what does peppercorn mean in the world of PR? Nothing. So I had to really find, the next time round, found a name or found something that just fit with the industry we were working in and that made us stand out. So you've got to go through those things, I think, and I'm glad that I've done it in the way that I've done it. However, I think there's loads of lessons that I've learned along the way that could inspire other people, and the more women that get out there and actually start their own businesses and make their own mark, the better, I think, for all of us.
Does anyone have any questions for Leila? Feel free to ask questions.
Sorry, go on.
No,
you
for
go first. So, in terms of finding a niche for staff.